Hi, thank you for joining us on this webinar. You show great wisdom of taking an honest 20 minutes to look at something that I truly believe is going to help you along your journey in your financial world. See, my name is Bill Harloff, and nobody ever gave me a financial education in my life. I was told pretty much the same thing I think everybody else was told, was to go to school, get a job, save our money, and put in a 401k plan. But I think what we've learned along the journey is that didn't give us the life that we truly wanted, and the life of time freedom and having the ability to do what we want to do in our life. So it's with great honor and my privilege today to share with you and pull back the curtains of what I've learned along my journey, because once again, I was that guy tormented by the ravaging forces of money. Once, I was always able to make a lot of it, but two, I had no idea what to do with it. I never gave it marching orders, and I most certainly did not know how to multiply it. So once again, this is a free webinar that I'm going to deposit, I believe, a lot of information to you in a very short amount of time here. So once again, global webinar, and this is going to make you aware, educate you, and I pray that you take this information and you deploy it into the marketplace. And the reason I'm so passionate about this is because I know 95% of human beings on planet Earth do not have enough money for retirement. And according to the U.S. Labor of Statistics, by age 65, out of 100 people, 54% are flat broke. And here's the staggering part. The other 41% are having to go out there and create a secondary stream of income just to make ends meet. And I submit to you, that's 95% of the population does not have adequate retirement. And I'm just going to share this with you. I don't believe it's your fault. I really don't. I think it was what we were all programmed to believe. What I do know is that if a teacher gave 100 students a test, and 95% of the children fail the test, you would have a hard time convincing me it's the kids. I would think it's either the teacher or the test. So there is help for you today and there is hope for you tomorrow. But I just want to make you aware of what you have probably is what's called linear income. And that means you go to a job, you trade your time for a job, and you take that income, that earned income, and you pay your expense with it. And you don't need to respond externally as much as you do internally. And I want to share with you that is the cash flow pattern of the poor. Taking your earned income and paying expense with it. It gives you no ability to live a life of time freedom. It doesn't give you any ability to spend time with your family. And it's just a model that's broken. It's not you, it's actually the model. What I'd like to share with you and maybe plant the seed is something called residual income. And that is something that you do the work, and it is real work, requires real time, effort, and energy. You do the work one or two times, and the money will come in week after week, month after month. But getting into the meat and potatoes of how to make, keep, and multiply money, and having an understanding on a financial education, all begins with the rule of 72. If you've never heard of the rule of 72, it's a very simple mental math shortcut that will give you a good number to take that number, you divide it by the interest rate, and it'll tell you the number of years it takes to double your money. See, right then, that's worth its weight in gold right now. See, nobody ever shared that with me because I would be the first one to sign for a credit card at 29.99%. But what I failed to realize is that you take that number, and if you find a place where you can deploy your money at 1% return, I just want you aware that it's going to take you 72 years to make that $1 $2. Now, if you find a place in the marketplace that you can get a 3% return, that means it will only take you 24 years to double your money. So the higher the interest rate on the return, the quicker it takes for you to double your money. So now is not the time to think about your car note. Now is not the time to think about your house note. This is why I'm so passionate about what I do, is because if you don't know, you don't know. And the more that I realized that I knew, the more that I realized how much I really just didn't know. But if you look at the lending institutions around America, and you look at the rate of return, you will see down at the very bottom there's a lending institution that pays 0.01%. So I want you to put this in perspective for yourself. If you put $100 in that institution, it was going to take you 1,200 years to make $200. And I just want to ask yourself, does that sound like a good business model for you? We don't want to talk about the service fees or the maintenance fees, and that's just for you having the ability to access your money. And you'd like to know more about a financial education or maybe an emergency fund. Oftentimes I find people pay all their bills first and they never pay themselves first. So we get into great detail and we take a deep dive into debt management and cash flow, protection for you and your family. If you would like to learn how to build wealth and most certainly protect your wealth, this might be for you. If you choose to be part of the 7 Steps to Time Freedom and want to truly change the way you live and give your money some marching orders, we would invite you into the community of like-minded people that just flat out want better and that are sick and tired of being sick and tired. Click the link below. Join us in the community to radically change the way you live financially. Remember this and never forget I share this with you. We live our life at the level of our partnerships. I would love to partner with you and help you on your life to total financial independence. Thank you so much for watching this free webinar.